low code is dead.
Oh.
At least that's what Microsoft just announced at the Power Platform community conference inside the keynote. And I know that might be scary for you, it's scary for me too, but that's why I'm lucky enough to be joined by Victor Dantas, Microsoft MVP, author of the Power Platform Playbook for Digital Transformation book. Victor, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for the opportunity to be here. I'm excited.
What was your reaction when Microsoft said in the keynote that low code is dead?
I was shocked to hear it from the VP of Power Platform. But the way I took it, when he said low code is dead, I think we could tie the bow in that particular sentence if we had a little bit of a small sentence in the same slide that said, but Power Platform isn't.
Power Platform is reborn.
There
I think that's
you
what
go.
they said.
That's what they said.
Isn't
That's
that
it.
beautiful way to say it?
Mm-hmm.
But today, what I would like you to show me, and everybody else here that kind of saw that slide, low code is dead, how is it reborn? And I know you've showed this week some beautiful demos on how you can use AI, and not only in the Microsoft ecosystem, outside as well, to build cool stuff.
That's correct. Yes. Let's do it. I'm excited to present it. There is a lot of chatter in the community whether or not low code is dead. I believe it's not necessarily dead, but things are changing for sure. And it's important for people to stay in the know so that they don't get left out when the boat leaves.
The only constant in IT is change.
That is correct.
We don't have any other choice.
That is correct. A lot of industry leaders, a lot of the community leaders, they posted a similar sentence a few months back in which they said, low code is dead. And it was a set of thought-provoking posts to instill all of us to rethink the way we do our work, right? So if low code is dead, what is the new thing? What is the Power Platform being reborn into, if you will?
Yeah.
So this is something we're gonna take a look here today.
And I see we're starting in the famous Plan Designer.
That is correct. So what we are going to do, and this is actually a segue or a takeaway from the sessions that I presented here at the Power Platform conference, in which we are going to build a fully functional customer service solution that includes a model-driven application and a website with the help of AI. Of course, because we are in a reduced, we are bound by time here on this video.
I'm sure you can talk about it for 8 hours. You technically did
I did.
On your workshop. So
I did. So this is my 8-hour workshop in what, 20 minutes maybe?
Let's set it a challenge. What can we build in 20 minutes?
Hey, let's take a look at it. But in all fairness, even if we don't show all the things that are involved in this process, I'll show you the key pieces so that you can play with yourself. And at the end of the video, I'll show you a link where you can download some of the materials to do the same thing yourself, okay?
Awesome.
Is that cool?
Sounds like a plan.
Are we ready?
See what I did there?
Very good, very good. Very nice. So for this solution, what we are doing is I have a developer environment.
Okay.
And I have crafted a prompt or a set of prompts ahead of time, okay? So for this prompt, and I hope Microsoft will not get mad at me, okay? What we are doing is this, though. We are telling Plan Designer to create a customer service solution similar to Dynamics 365 for customer service.
Ooh, nice.
Using the following tables or attributes. So for attributes, I'm referencing Microsoft's Learn website to give me inspiration in what I need to build.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm using intelligence that's already available there.
That's the goal, right? Use the intelligence. You already have the data. Leverage it in.
Let's leverage it here. So if you do that at home, you end up with a model that has a few tables that resembles what you would get from the D365 customer service experience. So we'll fast forward to the model-driven app itself here on the second tab. In this model-driven app, I have cases, and cases reference some or have association to customers, and then you have a field for description, so on and so forth. Everything that you would see in the Dynamics 365 for customer service. Of course, with the Microsoft product, you get their own Copilot, a lot of other automation. But for a company who is starting in their journey within Power Platform, maybe this solution would work for them. You know, a simple customer service application. So here you have the description of the issue. People can provide resolution. If the resolution is associated to an article, they can select an article. They can navigate to the business process.
And this is something that I know we did a bit of a cooking show, I like to call it. We kind of started it and then we got the app out of the oven. This is what you got right after you ran the prompt with the Plan Designer, right?
Exactly. Okay. So Plan Designer will suggest the set of tables that you want to create, but it will also provide you insight as to the applications and automation, or even a Copilot that would help you fulfill the mission of this particular solution.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you get it all with one shot. Of course, you can refine things a little bit, and we'll leave that for another day. But the mission is, company now has a model-driven application that can be used for service request management or case management.
Awesome.
All right? So the next part of the deal is, what if I need to build a website that people can use, my external customers can use to submit tickets?
Oh, that's awesome, because this would be the internal one, but you also need customers to interact, see their own tickets and things like that.
Exactly. So Plan Designer gives you a starting point for websites as well. Okay. But because my workshop was centered on Power Pages techniques, I decided to use a blank template for it. Okay. And build it from scratch.
You're very brave.
But here's the catch though. I told this on the workshop and in my sessions, I don't consider myself lazy. Okay, I think I like to get work done, I'm focused, but I like that AI can do a lot of the work for me.
Of course.
So in that,
that's not lazy, that's smart.
In that, I take a little bit of the accusation of being a little lazy. But so how did we start the process? So you can create a site if you go to make.powerapps.microsoft.com. That's how you get a site started. And again, we can look into detail maybe in another video. But what you end up with when you create a site, it's something that looks like this.
Not very pretty, no. That's about my skills in Power Pages. That's how I can make it look.
So the tagline for my workshop is from blank to beauty.
Oh, I love it.
Because you start with a blank template and you end up with something that's a lot nicer. Now, this is what the site will look like in the end. So let me click on it and see the end result. Do you think this is a website or a model-driven app?
It looks like a model-driven app.
But this is a Power Pages website.
Wow.
So the next stage for me to go from blank to a site that looks like a model-driven app is to use AI intelligence to help me fill the blanks. So I know that Power Pages runs on top of Bootstrap 5, so I have a little bit of insight, technical insight into it. So what I can do is I can ask, be it ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot or Claude, you can ask it to give you a CSS file that will help your site look like a Dynamics 365 first-party application.
Nice, and like you said, you don't have to use Copilot. You can use Claude, whatever you like.
Whatever you like, ChatGPT, whatever you like. And this is what my prompt looked like for it. I know people don't really enjoy the old and famous Notepad, but this is what I have put in place for that prompt. And that was done in ChatGPT. Okay. Now, little extra sauce here for folks who are starting this journey, be it for Power Pages or any development that they're doing. You can upload images to ChatGPT and ask GPT to infer to the image while creating these assets. So for my CSS, besides the prompt, I added a screenshot of the D365 customer service dashboard.
Like, hey, give me CSS for something that looks like this.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yep, and it will look at colors, do the translation, the colors that it sees in the image to HTML code colors, hexadecimal colors. It will do all of it for you.
Wow.
Okay, so this is the prompt that I use. And again, I use ChatGPT to get it. Okay. In the end, I got a CSS file. I'm not sure if we go into details on the CSS, and I'll have this demo available for you. You can see that there is about 300 lines
Ooh, yeah.
of CSS code that makes your site look like a model-driven app built or used within Dynamics 365.
Cool.
All right?
Yeah.
So the next thing we said was, okay, I like this a lot. Give me some components that also look like Dynamics 365, meaning the ribbon area that you see here is very similar to what you see in D365.
It's like the same.
Yep. And so this is what we have done. We asked GPT to do that. It gives us result in HTML format. I took that and I put it on the site.
Wow.
Okay. So the next thing that I showed to people was, okay, you like the CSS, you like the way it looks, it's already a game changer when it comes to Power Pages, how it's presented. But what if I want to create extra automation that's not shipped out of the box?
Yeah.
So the first example that we had was, if I want to create a case, or if an external user wants to create a case or navigates to the create case page, what can I do to prevent the user from creating the case but still receiving information to solve the case without having to engage with our backend people, right? That's called case deflection. We came up with a prompt for it, and let's take a look at the prompt first.
You're very detailed in your prompts. I love it.
and the reason why, and we'll see why we do this, especially for ChatGPT, we have to be detailed because GPT does not have insight into the model, the tables that we're using, so we are giving a lot of details there. But so here's the prompt. In a Power Pages site, when a user types more than 5 characters, take the value on the input field and then run a query behind the scenes to find knowledge base articles with this keyword.
Yeah, and I see you have show results inside the div classes, everything.
So I'm giving all the details. Again, I'm giving the details to GPT because, again, it's not able to see what's behind the scenes. But there is a way that the prompts will get a lot shorter, and we'll see that here today. That's why I don't think low-code is dead.
Okay, cool.
But Power Platform is reborn. All right, so I took this prompt, I ran this prompt, got the results, took the code, and the feature looks like this. So if I type password, then I get the results here, and users can see the knowledge base articles
that beautiful,
can help them fix the situation.
That's amazing.
Yep. And then the last demo that I did was dashboards. So we said, I like the forms. I like that we can use out-of-the-box Power Pages forms and lists. This is what you see down below, the lists here. This is all out-of-the-box Power Pages, but I wanted to add some charts.
Yeah.
I wanted to make this thing look nice. I wanted to feel like I am in the Dynamics 365 first-party app. So I said, all right, let's craft a prompt that will give us these results. Again, the prompt is very lengthy and verbose, and I'm giving lots of details here as to what the data model looks like, what are the option set values for the statuses and different attributes. So I bake all of that into this prompt, and the result, as you can see, is that we got charts that are animated. If I reload the page, we see a little bit of animation, and it's doing all the work for you.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And all of that, you didn't actually open up Visual Studio Code at all.
No,
you needed a bit to know what div to put it in and things like that.
Yes.
So there's still some knowledge needed there, but you outsourced 98% of the work to AI.
100%. I mean, and a lot of the work of pasting the code there was manual, yes, but it was just grabbing it from GPT and placing it within Power Pages. So the demo, in Power Pages, you can edit pages in the browser using vscode.dev.
Okay.
So that is the strategy we use. But the part that I'm most excited about, both the keynote and where things are going, is what you can do from VS Code for the desktop.
Okay.
Can we do that still? How are we doing time?
Oh, we got time.
We
Go
got
ahead.
time?
Of course.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. So in Visual Studio Code, or VS Code, what I did is I downloaded the contents of my website. The presentation will showcase how you can do that. And now all of your assets are in your local machine. For those who are careful with source code and all that, it's a game changer because you're pulling down to your machine. If the folder is bound to a GitHub repo, then now it's everything's taken care, right? But I did that. I brought the contents of the site to my local machine, okay? And then from here now, because I have the files here, I have GitHub Copilot on the side, I can do all kinds of different things. The first advantage of having it all here is that you can include Power Pages AI intelligence as a participant in the conversation. So it knows when I start engaging in a conversation with GitHub Copilot that the answers have to be somewhat bound.
Yeah, like don't give me
Pages.
random code that will not work. Like don't use your imagination too much.
Exactly.
It has to work in Power Pages.
Exactly. So we are putting that boundary there for the conversation. The other thing that I done and I demoed is this. And this to me, if you're watching this video and maybe you fast forward to see some solutions or you watch it all and you miss some parts of it, the most important thing in this video is the keyword MCP. Remember this, tattoo it to your forehead or something. Don't forget it, MCP. So I have configured an MCP connection to Dataverse here, and another one to Azure DevOps. Okay. What that allows me to do is I can now talk with GitHub Copilot with the understanding that it knows what's going on in my Dataverse environment.
That's amazing.
And this is not only good for Power Pages though. This is good for any kind of development Power Platform related. So if you're coding a plugin, if you're coding JavaScript automation for model-driven app, so on and so forth, it's got that intelligence here.
That's amazing.
Okay? So that is the Dataverse MCP. The other MCP here, the Azure DevOps MCP, the way it helps me is at first level or level one, is that it can tell me what tasks I have to work on, right?
Okay.
If I have visibility into Azure DevOps, if I have tasks assigned to my name, I now know what those tasks are.
Yeah.
I don't have to open 3, 4, 10,000 browser
windows. You can stay focused in one.
Focused in my work, right? So I can run queries like, show me all the work items that are assigned to me today.
Yeah.
Okay? And then from there, the MCP has visibility in the details of the task. So I could do things like, based on the success criteria for this particular task, write some code.
Wow.
Based on the table that exists.
You have your objective, and then you work with GitHub Copilot to actually...
Yeah, maybe you don't even know what the task is like.
Yeah.
You can have code to start with, and maybe the full solution without even knowing what was assigned for you for work.
Wow.
This is amazing, okay? This is crazy. So I have in the demo, I have some commands. Not sure how MCP will behave here at the MGM, but some of the important commands for, at least for me, within the Dataverse MCP is describe table. And let's see if this is gonna work for us.
Did you sacrifice a Power Pages website for the demagogues?
I will reference the MCP here just in case it doesn't know in context.
Help it as much as possible.
And let's see what it comes
But in
back
theory,
with.
in your day-to-day, you don't have to reference it like that. It's usually smart enough. But now, just because we're recording, we want to help it as much as possible.
We want to make sure that it works
and I
without
see it
glitch.
found it running, describe_table. It says the MCP server there.
Yeah.
And
okay, it's helping us. So it's listing the tables first.
Okay. So it said, hey, you asked me to describe a table, but I'm not sure which one. Let me list them, and then I'll describe them.
And guess what? In my environment, because it's a developer environment, I don't have the incident table, which is the out-of-the-box case table for Dynamics 365 for customer service. But it detected that I have a custom table called case as well. but it gave me the internal name of the table, the fields, the attribute types, the choices and
That's
whatnot.
really
So
cool.
from here, if I want, I can go back to my prompts, and now skipping to a prompt that's a lot easier, I can say, hey.
I love that it doesn't only say, here's the code, good luck.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, this is what you need to do, this is why I did it, and this is what I was thinking at. So that part is awesome.
Yep. And for folks who are starting in Power Pages specifically, you could go into GitHub Copilot and say, okay, I see a lot of code here. It's a full HTML page, right? There is quite a bit of code, but we could come back here and say things like, hey, help me fragment this code so that they can become reusable components.
Okay.
How can I do that? And then it would explain what you need to do to achieve your result. Okay. So back to Charles' declaration.
Yeah. If we go back to the beginning.
Low code, as we know, it's dead, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think there is a way back to drag and drop Power FX formulas everywhere and trying to adjust that way. But I don't think the Power Platform is that as well. I think those are two separate things, as they put it very well. The Power Platform has reborn.
The Power Platform is reborn in the era of AI.
That is.
How many buzzwords can we get?
Get a huge hashtag.
But thank you so much. I think this is really eye-opening on how many awesome things you can do now as a maker with minimal knowledge of code. You still might need to know a little bit of HTML, a little bit of CSS, but if you know how to prompt and you know the right tools, you can create something. I never thought I'd be able to create something as awesome just using AI. So that is amazing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no, thank you.
I really appreciate this peek into the future of low code, really. For those that want to know more about the book, can you tell me a bit what your book covers in 30 seconds and why do people need to read it?
100%. Okay, so Chris Huntingford and I, we had this idea of putting a little bit of our knowledge, or maybe lots of our knowledge, into a book. We felt like every initial business conversation or even community conversation, we felt like we were repeating ourselves a lot of times. And we thought maybe we put some of our lessons, the lessons learned, into a book format. So in this playbook, if you will, people will be able to see a lot of our story reflected there. And it's centered on projects and people and building teams more so than the technology itself. I think the technology will evolve and there'll be always new things and new ways of doing the same thing. But how you form the team, what key members you need, so on and so forth. So that is the idea.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So for everybody, I don't know about you, but that sounds awesome. I'll add it to my reading list. You'll have a link to the book in the description below, as well as all of Victor's social media. He's super active on X, on LinkedIn, almost everywhere, and with really awesome pictures as well of Agent.
There you go.
So you're not going to get bored if you connect with him. And lots of great insights as well. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. And for those of you watching, if you enjoyed, again, make sure you connect with Victor and like the video and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content like this one. On the screen right now, we talked about the keynote. You'll have a link to the keynote summary I did. So if you missed that, you can have all the announcements in less than 10 minutes as well. So I hope I'll see you there.